I'm Jerry O'Connell. I'm an actor. I'm a TV show presenter. I have been in Calabasas for 20 years now. Moved here in 2003. I'm originally from New York City. I grew up in the middle of Manhattan. I mean, I couldn't have grown up in more of an opposite upbringing than living in Calabasas. I grew up in a building. I had a super. Our problem was vermin, cockroaches, rats. That's about it. So then cut to me living in Calabasas, and now we're dealing with rains and fires and all of it. It turns out I had to become a quick study on nature. I remember the first night I stayed at my wife's house, and I heard coyotes for the first time in my life. I was more frightened than I've maybe ever been in my life. And I'm from New York City. I've heard things at night. I've heard things come nighttime. Scary things. Crime. I've heard crimes being committed outside my apartment window. I've called the police and said there's a crime happening outside. I've seen fights. I've seen crazy things growing up in New York City. Nothing prepared me for a night of coyotes howling. That said, now I sleep through them. Now I'm like, I don't even pay attention. Like, you see them around. I mean, they're my kid's high school mascot. You're in the middle of nature here. This is still Southern California nature. And it's such a wonderful preserve here in Southern California, because there are, arid, desert-like conditions. The hiking is incredible. Get a lot of chaparral bushes, beautiful green bushes, especially in the summer. You drive a quarter of a mile into Old Topanga, into the hill, and you're in a rainforest. It is incredible. I really think of Calabasas as one of Southern California's last preserves. Incredible hiking and biking, and this is a beautiful part of the world. When the Woolsey Fire was just starting, I immediately knew it was a very big deal. And I knew simply from the original, I'm gonna call it the plume. It's almost like a mushroom cloud. It's almost like a bomb drops and there's a cloud. Now, we had been through a fire where we live. It was called the Old Fire. It was a smaller fire. It only burned hundreds of acres, but it was a fire line that came past our house. My wife got the kids and the animals out of there. I stayed behind. I would not suggest that to anyone. I did feel the oxygen get sucked out of a low point when I was at the fire line. I had never experienced that. I mean, when you feel the oxygen sucked out, you're down where a fire is happening, and you're like, and you're breathing, but you're not breathing. It's the craziest, it's crazy. You're like, and then I went to a point where the fire wasn't, and I was able to catch my breath. Really frightening. I stayed on my roof, don't know why. I had a hose. I saw a fire line. I mean, and what a fire line is it's a line of fire. And when there's brush, it goes up, and when there's less brush, it goes down, but it moves. It's like a being. It's like a living being that moves. And I watched it go right past our house. Luckily, our house did not catch fire. There were embers everywhere. I was spraying them down, but we have a roof that is a fire retardant roof, and I was spraying, and I watched the line go past my house, and Cal Fire with the planes and everything swooping down was able to put it out. It's crazy, the randomness at which fires pick houses to burn. Why did this house burn down, and why did this house not burn down? Why did this house burn down, and why did this house not burn down? I try to figure it out. What can I do? What can I water? Where can I put ice plants? Where can I put a moat? There's no rationale. There's no mind to it. It randomly destroys. There's no predictability when it comes to fire. There is no predictability. You feel the wind coming this way. You feel the wind coming this way. You feel the wind coming this way. And you're like, okay, the wind's coming this way. The wind's coming this way. Then you're in the middle of the fire, and the wind is like, and it's a tornado. It's the craziest thing. It's the craziest thing. You see fire tornadoes. What is that? You're in a circle of hell. Circle of hell. A circle of hell. I've never seen this. It's like a horror movie. It's like being in a horror movie. There's no predictability. It's a monster that is completely unpredictable. Get out. If there's an evacuation, go. If a fire does come through, the first thing I would say is don't freak out. Breathe. Breathe. Just breathe. You have family members with you. You have kids around you. Stay calm. Stay cool. Breathe. Have a plan. Engagement ring, photos, maybe a couple of thumb drives with photos, birth certificate in one envelope, maybe a little safe that you keep, you know? A lot of people in Calabasas have pools. Make sure your pool cover is open, because if the fire department comes to your house, they're gonna use that water. I've seen them firsthand put a hose into a pool, put it into a pump, and they use that water and they save your home. We're in Calabasas, a lot of gates, a lot of gated communities. Open your gates, wide open. Pets, the toughest are cats. Let me tell cat owners, that's the toughest thing, is getting your cats in. I'm sorry, I'm gonna talk to the camera for a second. I wanna talk to cat owners here who live out here. Make sure you have a plan for your cats, because the dogs will come with you. The cats, getting them into a thing, getting them into the car, they don't want to go, you know? Man, our cats were being so stubborn. One cat in particular didn't want to come out. The cat was feeling my stress. The cat, when it feels stress, goes under the bed, won't come out. Cats like to scratch you. We don't declaw our cats, so they still have claws. Scratches everywhere. By the way, I had got more damage from my cats than I did from the fire. The cat was freaking out. We didn't have a plan about that. So please, cat owners, practice with your cats. Listen to what City of Calabasas is saying online. Listen to what the Lost Hills Sheriff is saying online. Stay calm, be prepared. Listen to the authorities. Have a plan. Brush clearance. Make sure you have brush clearance in accordance to what the fire department says. You can call up the fire department. Will you come by and check my house out and tell me what I have to clear? They've come to my house a lot. What do I have to clear? Up there, around there, around there. We're coming through this way. Make sure it's cleared. And they tell you exactly what to do, and you do it. And it's easy. I've seen it firsthand. It works. Brush clearance saves your home and allows the fire department easy access to your home. I've seen it firsthand. Just do it. The fact that I had cleared around my house for sure saved my house. For sure, for sure. Whatever the fire department says you have to do, I did, okay? Because I got ticketed and I got mad at the fire department for giving me a ticket, but now I'm very grateful that they gave me a ticket, because now I do it every year and it saved my house. Because I watched where I didn't clear the brush and it was wall of fire, wall of flames. Trees that you thought were like oak trees that were like, okay, that tree's green. Flame balls. Clear around your house. Do whatever the fire department tells you. Clear around your house. It's just part of living out here. It just is what it is, you know? And those disturbances in our life are nothing compared to people who lose a home, or God forbid, lose a life, or lose the life of a loved one or a pet. You know, for how beautiful it is out here, and how great our way of life, and how great the schools are, and we love it, and the restaurants, and just how easy life is out here. We have a fire season, and you gotta be careful. It happens for some reason at night when I'm driving on the freeway, but when I see people throwing cigarettes out their windows, man, it's so crazy. Just no ciggies out the windows, everybody, please. And I understand cars. Look, I'm a man of a particular age. I remember my family members smoking in the car, there being ashtrays in cars. I realize there's no ashtrays in cars, you know, anymore. But no ciggies out the windows, everybody. Come on, you can't do that. Have a cup, with water in it and put it in there. I'm sorry, I know it smells, but you smoke, so you smell anyway. No ciggies out the cars. No lit ciggies out the cars. Just don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. You're gonna cause a fire. You're gonna cause a fire.